one of my graduates who is based in London is currently working with a client who is in her late 20s, and this client has booked hypnotherapy to help her to increase her confidence. And her history is that she was sexually abused as a child. Now, this therapist is making great progress with her, so much so that the mum has sent the younger daughter, who has just turned 18, to receive hypnotherapy also. Now, you'll know that when it comes to sexual abuse, that we don't use direct regression. We never, ever take our clients back to the scene, because that would just be so, that would be so counterproductive. That would be so unethical, and that would in no way be client-centered. We just don't do that kind of thing. Imagine if one of those clients was to say to you, it feels as if it's happening all over again. So regression, direct regression into scenes of trauma is absolutely contraindicated. We just don't do it. I really want to get that across to you. Now, there are other things that you can do, but the one thing that you don't do is you don't do regression hypnotherapy. You can still work through the trauma, but you use more gentler and far more effective techniques. When the time is right, you can use an inner child process. That's a dissociated process that does not take your clients through the actual events again. But you don't do that when you're starting out. No matter how much experience you have, you'll never take your client back to the past until you've made sure that they've got the resources in the present and they've got the confidence to be able to do that deep inner work. Now, here's the thing. This therapist now has 2 family members, both of which are survivors of sexual abuse. And the mum is very keen, obviously, to make sure that the girls, are able to move forward and that the girls are able to get on with their lives. And as you might imagine, parents in a situation like that, they can be a little bit impatient because they're looking for the quick cure. They're looking for something fast that's going to make a difference. And if you spend time on social media, you'll hear it said about regression hypnotherapy to take you back into trauma, etc., etc. So there's a belief out there that maybe regression hypnotherapy is going to help. But very often, in fact, with sexual abuse, it will make it worse. There are far more effective things that you can do. So the thing that this therapist has to be really careful about is that she needs to speak. She needs to have a good conversation with the mum, because the mum is the one who's actually booking the girls in for the appointments. She's the one who's funding the appointments, etc. And make sure that the mum realizes that these things take time, that it takes time to build up a good working relationship, to build up that social engagement that's going to have a very positive effect on the vagal nerve, to build up rapport, to make sure the girls have a trauma grounding kit at their disposal before any of that deep work is done, and to build up the girls' confidence in the here and now. So you just can't rush these things, not if you want to make sure that your clients are going to have the long-term results that they need, and also that they'll have the skills to be able to manage any difficulties that may come up or arise along the way, and that also that they have the skills to be able to, what I call, buffer against depression. So when things go bad, which they often do, we all have, we coast along, things are looking great, and next thing you know, your confidence gets a hit again. So obviously this therapist is going to make sure that the girls have the tools in their psychological toolkit to be able to buffer against things that might otherwise cause depression or cause their confidence to take a knock. Thanks for listening.